Hi kids, it's Mrs. Bush here, and I'm so excited to announce our PBIS Good Citizens for the month. We're going to start in kindergarten. In Mrs. Burton's class, Elsa Deese and Nora Johnson. In Mrs. Damiano's class, Emery Leahy and Nehemiah Hines. In Miss DeMarco's class, Sawyer Stafford and Grayson Knox. In Mrs. Colston's class, Willow Wineland, Gabrielle Dedine, and Zoe Walsh. In Mrs. Pierce's class, Fiona Miller and Colton Witherspoon. And in Mrs. Walsh's class, Ben Rosinski and Amelia Beach. Way to go, kindergartner students! And now it's time for our first grade PBIS Good Citizens of the Month. In Mrs. Gelcher's class, Alia Bagua and Michael Tuminaro. In Mrs. Huggins' class, Oscar Peterson and Brantley Ryan. In Mrs. Perry's class, Eli Stein and Grayson Jankowski. In Mrs. Ramsdell's class, John Pusanich and Margot Gamicia. In Mrs. Spore's class, Avery DeCono and Sky Jacobs. In Mrs. Williams' class, Lorelei Bradley and Ella Roberts. Nice job, first graders! And now it's time for our second grade PBIS Good Citizens of the Month. In Mrs. Ballantyne's class, Anna Rizzo and Bo Bishop. In Mrs. Fontaine's class, Marcus Reyes and Amelia Vidnansky. In Mrs. Fulmer's class, Peyton Smith and Gray Zamba. In Mrs. Sladdick's class, Natalie Perry and Matt Driscoll. In Miss Vandewater's class, Anna Bridges and Julian Hare. Nice job, second graders!
We are about to celebrate our good citizens in grades 3 through 5. Congratulations to Isabel Mobilia, Camden Conley, Haven Gaddis, Grayson Markham, Ashley Herrera, Jack Ramsdell, Giada Cuthbertson, Samuel Verghese, Isabel Hugo, and Joey Dedine. Our fourth grade good citizens are Lena Orden, James Kelly, Lily Straight, Brantley Staples, Riley Phillips, Stephen Johnson, Leo Cinquegriano, Vivian Riley, Adeline Dow, and Gavin Moore. Great job, everybody. And topping it out with our fifth graders, congratulations to Landon Zerpak, Elena Dorflinger, Amelia Sasko, Nick France, Destiny Lapine, Rory Walker, Seraphim Zarabak, Carson Blair, Kaylin Jones, and Jaden Murray. Way to go, DN Cheetahs. Keep up the great work.